Good morning, students. Let's see the information of the lecture first, and then we'll be studying the next chapter. Class 9, subject English, and the book today we are going to start Moments. And this is the lecture number 1. And this is we are going to start the Moments. This is the first chapter we'll study here of the moment, and that is the lost child. This is the first chapter of the moments students. The lost child is very interesting lesson we are going to read now, written by Mulkaraz Anand. Let's see what do we read here. Let me just give you a little brief. It is a story of a little boy or a child who goes to fair with his parents. Initially, he wants everything, but his parents don't get the things to him. And later on, when someone offers the things to him, he doesn't accept. See the briefing. A child goes to a fair with his parents. So this is story we are going to read of a small child who goes to fair with his parents. Here I suppose you can understand, like at Diwali, at Holi, or at some sort of festivals, you go to fair with your parents. He is happy and excited. He is very happy and excited also, and wants the sweets and toys displayed there. Whenever you go to any sort of fair, you'll see there so many sort of things are displayed there. Displayed means shown outer part of the shop. And the names are quoted here, sweets and toys. So the boy wants these all types of things are shown out. But his parents don't buy them for him. But see what happens, his parents either don't want to purchase or won't buy for him or don't have money. There can be any sort of problem, but they don't buy them for him. Why then does he refuse when someone else offers them to him? Well, there is someone else who offers to him like the sweets, toys, or sort of things which he wanted earlier, but now why does he refuse? Why doesn't he take? Why doesn't he accept it? What can be the reason? This is what we need to read, children, from the text or from the lesson we are going to read out further. Right, everyone? We need to see why doesn't he accept this? It was the festival of spring. I hope that every one of you can understand me properly. My sound is quite audible to all of you. It was the festival of spring. Spring refers to like a season, students. It's a season after the winter season, like Feb or March. Those months are counted there. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Gaily clad humanity. Now you see, from the wintry shades, after just the winters over in the Fab students, as you know, the spring starts, and the writer is saying, Mulkaraz Anand, that after just finishing the winters, now it is a little bit, but not that much, as much it was in December and January, right? So what we see here that in wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Emerged means to come out, and a gaily clad, gaily happy, and clad means like clothes. Students, you just need to underline the words. First is emerged. Emerged refers to come out basically, and gaily. Gaily is like to be happy or happily, right? Happily they came out, and clad means clothes. Gaily clad humanity. Clothes, they wear the clothes happily and they came out from their houses, because in the winter we don't come out of the home, because we only come out of the home for the very necessary work, right? Otherwise unnecessarily we don't come out. But in the fab, when there is a spring season, so the people start coming out. This is emergement, to come out, gaily clad. Gaily is happily and clad with the clothes wearing good. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat being carried in bamboo and bullock cart. So what we see here, some of the people are just walking. They are coming on foot, they are walking, but some are riding on the horse. Some people are riding on the horse, they are coming by riding the horse, and some are sitting on the bullock cart. Bullock cart, you can understand, जिसको हम लोग घोड़ा गाड़ी भी बोलते हैं, bullock cart, right? One little boy ran between his father's legs. There, what the author refers like one little boy. There is a small boy, little boy, who is just playing between his father's legs. Between his father's legs. You must have seen, or you must recall the time of yours whenever you ever go out with your parents, you just stand there by holding the hands, or like starts playing in the legs of the parents or the father, brimming over with life and laughter. Brimming, underline the word, brimming over means to be so full of a liquid that it flows over the edge. Means the one is very, very happy, and that is completely reflected on the face, right? That shows that the one is quite happy, enjoying. That means we call it full of joy and enjoyment, and that is reflected on the face of the little child. There is a reflection of the little child on the face that's brimming over with life and laughter, and laughing, enjoying, right? That is what this author is quoting like here about the child, about the boy. Come, come, called, come, child, come, called his parents, as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Now you see, children, what we get. Come, 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 child, come. His parents announced or called him by calling, come, child, come. As he lagged behind, lagged, underline the word lagged. Lagged means was left behind. Lagged behind means was left behind. Fascinated by, fascinated means attracted by. He was left behind, attracted by the toys in the shops that lined the way. That lined the way means like the shopkeepers just set the toys out of their shop to just like the visitors or the people come to their shop or cross or pass by, they can view, they can see. And what happened there, the little child, as he was crossing, he was passing the shop, he lagged behind, he was left, attracted by, fascinated by means attracted to the toys in the shops. As he saw the toys at the shop, he could not go ahead. His feet did not allow him to go because he was fascinated, attracted, and all the toys were lined there, right? He hurried towards his parents. When his parents just quoted his name or announced his name, come child, come, he hurried. He hurried means moved a little fast towards his parents. his feet obedient to their call. Now, obedient means to obey the parents' announcement or the order, or like they're asking him to come up, come forward. His feet obedient to call, his eyes still lingering. Lingering means lasting for a long time. Now you see the situation, his feet were just going towards the parents, but eyes were lingering. Lingering means lasting for a long time at the toys. On the receding toys, receding means left behind as he walked ahead. So the scene is the little child is walking ahead, but the eyes are at the just toys. Receding toys means left behind as he walked ahead. Children, you need to underline these words. I need to write the meanings as I am telling you simultaneously while explaining the text. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him. So, as he means the child came where his parents had stopped to wait for him, they were waiting for him. He could not suppress the desire. Suppress means to put an end. Underline this word, students. Suppress means to put an end. To put an end. Suppress means to put an end. Means to finish the desire, or if you have any sort of will or wish, you have to end it. That is called suppress. He could not suppress the desire, so he had to control, but he could not. His desire, the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Even though refers like if he asked his parents to get the toys for him, he knew very well. He very well knew that his parents, like his father's, cold stare. Cold students refer cold refers like here. Cold stare refers like without any feeling of affection. Underline this word, cold. Cold here refers without any feeling of affection. Cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Cold stare means like without any feeling. The father stare. Stare means to look at constantly without breaking, and that is also full of in anger way, not affection is there in the eyes. The child could feel this. I want that toy, he pleaded. Pleaded means to request. He requested his parents, especially his father, to just get him the toys, and he said, I want that toy. His father looked at him red eyed in his familiar, Triumph's way. And now what happens next? His father looked at him. He was looking at him, his father, the child's father was looking at him. Red eyed means in an anger way. Red eyed refers to the anger way basically. In his familiar Triumph's way, Triumphs refers students cruel and oppressive way. Oppressive way means being too much angry. The father of this little boy, the child, got angry, Triumph's way, and the eyes got red. His mother melted by the free spirit. Melted means became tender and loving. She took care of the little child. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold. His mother took care of the little child and consoled him to just have patience. And with the free spirit means showed her love, affection, and care towards the little child. And she offered her finger to hold. Said, look, child, what is before you? And the mother there refers, said, like, just look ahead. Let's go. Let's go ahead. Take care what is before you. You just need to see you are going ahead. You need to see what is before you, then go ahead. Ultimately, mother was trying to console the little boy, and she was just helping him to take over the things, though he was fascinated by the toys. It was a flowering mustard field. Now the scenario is a bit different when they were crossing. So when they were passing or going to the fair, mustard field was there. Mustard field means sort of flowers are there of which we get the oil to cook the food. Pale means like dull and colorless, like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. Means where as much as or as far as you could see, you would see the mustard field only, or you will find there like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles, means so far. As far as you could see, you just see the mustard fields basically, and that is dull and colorless basically. A group of dragonflies were bustling. Bustling refers, the students underline the word bustling, to move around in a busy way or to hurry in a particular direction. Bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. Gaudy means extremely bright and showy. Underline the word gaudy, Gaudy. Gaudy. Gaudy means extremely bright and showy, right? So the butterflies, the dragonflies are bustling means moving here and there in the on their gaudy purple wings. The wings are extremely bright and showy there, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee and butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. Intercepting means something to stop somebody, like intercepting the flight of a lone black bee. Lone black bee is and or butterfly. Lone black bee or butterfly, they are searching the sweetness from the flowers, but the dragonflies are intercepting means stopping them to take. They are trying to stop them to take the sweets from the flowers, right? So they were just intercepting them. The child followed them in the air with with his gaze, and the child, when he saw them, he just stared at them. He just gazed. Gazed means to look at them constantly, till one of them would still its wings and rest, till one of them like until one of them like one of the either dragonfly or like this butterfly, it talks about, stops, would still and its wings and rest. Still means stops flying its wings and starts taking rest, and he would try to catch it, and the little child runs after it as he looks at it that it has stopped flying, and then he goes to try to hold it, catch it, right? The four, that he would try to catch it, but it would go fluttering. Fluttering means, like students, look more attractive. It would go fluttering. Flapping means fluttering, and flapping means a bit annoyed, little bit when this someone is like teasing them, or like someone is trying to just disturb their peace of mind, the working. So they get a bit annoyed, but it would go fluttering, and flapping means it was attracting but annoyed. Up into the air when he had almost caught it in his hands. Now he was just about to catch this. Almost it was much close to him, and his mother gave a cautionary call. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. Cautionary means bewailing him, by just giving him a caution or bewailing him that be careful, and called him, come child, come on to the footpath. Footpath is the side way of the road, right side path or side way of the road, that is called footpath. The mother called him and said, "Come, child, come on the footpath. You need to come on the footpath." The mother just announced. He ran towards his parents gaily. Gaily word again used happily. He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while. Breast efforts like went very fast there, and gasping is there, or like he ran fast within a moment for a while. Rain, however, soon left behind. And immediate after, soon after, he was left behind, attracted by the little insects. He was attracted means fascinated by the little insects and worms. He saw small insects and worms there. You know, you can understand the living beings, the small insects. It can be the worms or the flies or sort of insects basically along the footpath that were teeming out. Teeming out means present in large number or trying to come out. Teem out means to come out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. You can understand like these small creatures or insects or worms or like some sort of insects or living beings. They hide themselves as it is dark in their particular places to enjoy the sunshine. They come out. Teaming out refers like they come out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. They come out to enjoy the sunshine, children. Come, child, come. His parents called from the shade of a grove. Grove means a small group of trees. A small group of trees are there, and the child called from the shade. Shade means they were standing in the shade of a group where they had seated themselves on the edge of a wall. On the edge refers like on the wall's outer part. They were sitting there themselves for the rest, and the child was just playing out, means left behind. He ran towards them, and then as they called him, then he ran towards his parents. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. A shower, a small sort of raindrops, you can say, of young flower fell upon the child, and that fell means to fall down upon the child as he entered the grove. Grove means a small group of trees, you can see, and he got the shower there, small drop of water, and forgetting his parents. As he just felt this shower, he just forgot his parents. He just did not recall his parents. He began to gather the raining petals. He began to gather the raining petals. Petals means central part of the flowers. Underline this word, children, because you might get the word meanings also with the questions or with the passages you get there. So you must be familiar with the words also. Petals means central part of the flower. He began to gather, he started collecting the raining petals in his hands, but lo, this is expression of when disgust. He heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting. And he heard the cooing, the sound of the dove, children. This is called the sound of the dove. And ran towards his parents, and he started running towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove, the dove." The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. And as you saw, he started running, and like the petal he got in his hand, he forgot them, and this was left from his hand. "Come, child, come," they called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree. And the parents just called him, "Come, child, come." They were calling him as they just go a little ahead, and the child is just enjoying. They called to the child who had now gone running in wild. Wild means like walked in such a way that he became a wild, means very in a very hurry. in a sort of jungly way, we call it capers. Capers means a short jumping and dancing. Underline this word capers. Capers means short jumping and dancing. He was running, dancing, or jumping around the banyan tree, means around the banyan tree. He was jumping and dancing. And gathering him up, they looked at the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard field. So, see, children, what we understand this here that he was enjoying entirely with his parents, and the things like the things were on the way, he enjoyed with them also. Now he is at the banyan tree and gathering him up. They look the narrow, winding footpath. Narrowly refers like to the small footpath which led to the fair. That was straightway going to the fair through the mustard field. Through the mustard fields means they need to cross the mustard fields also so that they can go ahead or they can see the fair. This was like ultimately what we understand, students, the state of mind of the child we need to understand along with his parents, whether they deny or they ask him to come forward or they go ahead, he is left behind. The little child is very happy. He is feeling really happy or enjoying or excited the moment he is getting. The time he is having now, he is enjoying that. He is not letting a single part of it left. That means the little child is enjoying. So, students, that's enough for today's lecture. If any one of you wants to ask anything, you can raise your hands up. That's enough for today's lecture. Rest part of the lecture will continue tomorrow. Now it is the doubt session. You can ask the words or anything you feel that you want to discuss. Or you can underline the things, you can check it yourselves. And even though if you have any doubt, even if you feel, then you can ask. Thank you very much for joining the class. Let's have the doubt session.